Hello, hello. Waiting for the thing to start and work correctly, and then do a sound check. So you're gonna hear me again. 1 second. I hate that YouTube takes a lot longer to start now. So, like, I hit live a while ago, and it still hasn't showed up. And then I get an ad, because Google is real mad about ad blocks. Start now. So like I hit live. All right, we sound good. We're up. We're live. We're running. How's it going, everybody? It's been a bit. It's been a hot minute. It's been a teensy tiny amount of time. Just a little bit. I miss anything fun? Hmm? Hmm? I'll give people a little bit together, then we'll get going. Hey, John B. What up, Kaiju? Hey, Zero, how you doing? I am stalling. I'm stalling here because when you hit go live, most people start joining. So I'll give them a little bit, and I'm not going to be going back. So it's of course I missed you, Nardi. On the left, you can see up there, no, we won't go back. Last patch notes was the best patch notes stream I've had, so hopefully that continues. But before that, one thing that did annoy me sometimes about patch notes stream is like, we're going, and like some people joke, but some people are serious, and you'll be like, because you know it's alphabetical, right? You'll be in like Zinch, so TZ, and someone will hop in the chat and be like, did Beastman get any changes? Oh, sick, what were they? And you're like, okay, like, Centaurs got buffed, Torox got buffed. Alright, moving on. And then, you're down in like, I don't know, Zeta, fucking Z's, and someone hops in, they're like, hey, I just got here, did Beastman get buffed? And it's like, nah, I can't stop for everyone who comes in, scroll up to their part of the patch notes and read them for you again and again and again. The video goes in fucking alphabetical order, just rewind it. So, also, you can always go read the patch notes yourself and tune in wherever you feel like, that kind of thing. For anybody who hasn't been here before or whatever, I cover the patch notes from a multiplayer standpoint. I don't play a lot of domination. I will weigh in where I can on dom, but not very much. I usually do land battle stuff. I really don't focus on the campaign aspects of patch notes too much because I don't play a lot of campaign. And when I do, I play it casually. So I don't really know about campaign balance. And I don't really feel like stating my opinions on it because it doesn't matter, right? Where it's like, I think buffs for Norskin Marauders in campaign will be good. And then everyone will be like, you fucking shitter! Legend of Total War beat the entire campaign with one fucking Marauder. Now you want them buffed? You're stupid and dumb. So, yeah. Can you go back? No. Please restart. Hell yeah, Totsky. All right, we have 60 people. I've stalled for long enough. Let's get into it. Patch notes. I have not really read them. I skimmed certain parts that people were texting me about while I was sleeping. But yeah, I just woke up, so let's go. Karanak, the Hound of Vengeance. Okay. Three-headed fleshhound that prowls Corrin's grand throne. I'm going to skip all the flavor text. Moves fast, hits hard, is very proficient at picking off unguarded soft units like artillery, missile units, and spellcasters. Okay. The ability nets a lord or hero to prevent their movement while dealing a decent chunk of direct damage. Prey of the Blood God. Wow. So it's like a Spirit Leech net that's a bound ability to him. Okay. Karnak can summon a unit of Fleshhounds. That's fine. A summon is fine. When nearby enemy units are routing, his melee attack and weapon strength are boosted. Okay. Cool. Endless Hunter. He gets Zaytang's ability, except not global. But yeah, he gets the reveal stuff ability when stuff's nearby. Okay. Bum. And then he has an item that silences. Ooh, yeah, passive silence. So it's like the Golden Knight. So if he's sticking next to a spellcaster, he just silences them and gets rid of magic attacks. That's pretty strong. I like that. They're trying to make Khorne more of an anti-spellcaster faction by giving him this guy that, like, mages are generally considered squishy, so if he can net them and go fight them, he'll be fine. And then if he even gets on top of them at all, he just silences them constantly. So that's cool. I don't think that's OP. If, like, anything can be OP if he's like 100 gold and 10 million melee attack and weapon strength. Sure, he'll be OP. But on paper, this doesn't look that overpowered because he's a hero. And that's the big thing, is you have to go out of your way to buy him. Lords are much more prone to being overpowered because you have to take one anyway. So it's not like you're not taking an extra cost to take an overpowered lord, because you have to take a lord. To take a hero, you have to go out of your way and spend money you didn't have to spend otherwise and make your army thinner. So, yeah, I think it'll be alright. Conquest mode, the big thing of this patch. So Gojira, Yumai's, they're even mentioned directly in here, along with Elfair, somewhere. Somewhere they give them credit. That they've had this cap point mod for a while. It looks like they finally just made it an official game mode. It's Conquest mode. Land battle with this. It's a twist. There's a capture point in the center of the map that unlocks when after the game starts. So it's just like, it's domination with no reinforcements. That's all it really is. If you kill the opposing army, you win. Or if they're running away from you, can get the victory tickets. So, yeah. That's nice. It's fun. That's good. It'll be a good game mode for quick battles. I probably will still mostly stick to land battles for, like, my tournaments and stuff, but I don't know. It not being a mod does help a lot for, like, participation and stuff, because there's just a subset of people that don't like to download mods. Yeah, sorry, someone pinged me. Anyway, there are a certain subset of people that just don't like to download mods, however how good or skillfully made they are. Like, I don't know. I never mod any of my games personally, so I think it not being a mod will just make it easier for people to get into it, but I would like it on Quick Battle a lot, just in case you get a dickhead on the other side. It's like, well, I can just cap the point and ignore you from running away. Army losses is enabled, that's good. And they repurposed a bunch of land battle maps by just throwing a capture point in the middle. That's cool. Hey, there's the thanks to Yumai's, Gojira, Alfair, and then the land battle community. Cool. Excellent stuff. You love to see it. And it will be on the ladder. It'll be like domination, conquest, land battle, so you can queue for any of those. That's sick. Dom changes. What do we got? The AI can now play domination mode. That is huge. I know not like everybody plays with the AI, but I have been bitching forever. I don't even play domination. I've been bitching forever that there's no AI support for it. So it's like the only way to practice domination, if you're brand fucking new, the only way to practice domination was to play against a player and get your ass kicked for like several hours while you figure out how to play multiplayer at all. So an AI is nice, where you can just like slap the shit out of the AI while you literally learn the game mechanics. Why would you keep playing normal land battle over moving to conquest? Sorry, I'm just reading back. Anyway, why would you play that? Well, okay. I don't want to be a dick. I'm just answering the question. I'm not going out of my way to shit on the cap point mod. I'm just answering a question. There was a game on Dov Play's channel, and he's doing his Southern Sea Mercenaries cap point mod thing. Before CA made this official, he's been doing that. And there was a game where Pigman was versus somebody. I honestly forget who he was facing, but he had about 8,400 weapon. Sorry, not weapon damage. 8,400 damage out of his opponent's army, and his opponent had 2,000 damage. So he was out damaging his opponent 4-1, but his opponent just spammed a bunch of infantry and sat on the point and captured it while just tanking damage from Pigman, and Pigman lost. So like it does it offers different things, like, and I'm not trying to say it's bad, it's just like I personally have played land battles for so long, I'm used to them and I like them, and I don't like the thought of like you get to the end of the game, you have like 10 swordsmen of the Empire completely surrounded by like 800 wood elves, and the men of the Empire are like, we won because we're standing here. We're standing in this spot still, so we won, and you have to go home. And those 800 elves are standing there with swords out, shrieking, ready to bash these guys' heads, and it's like, no, you lost, because I'm still standing right here in this spot, so I win. I don't like that as much. Now, I did say, before you shit on me, I did say this would be very positive for quick battle, where I run into random fucking people, because then, you know, if someone's being a super degenerate, fuck them, I can just take the point and stand there. But, like, my tournaments are hosted on my Discord with people that, like, handshake to a certain etiquette on how to play the fucking game. And that's just probably going to be my favorite way to play it. So that response was to why... That response was to the specific question of why would you ever play land battles if Conquest exists? It's not the same. Like, it's going to have a different meta, which is fine. I support more game modes. I'm not trying to be a dick here. It's just, will this replace land battles? No, it won't. It's different, but it's like the meta will be different. Land battles, mobility, and battlefield presence are dominant. They've been dominant for quite a while. Domination mode, I'm not an expert at it, but from what I've seen, largely infantry presence, the ability to summon fast units for cheap and high stats really seem to benefit you. And Cat Point mod will be... Hero Hammer will be stronger in that mode because they're better at holding a single point for long enough to get the tickets. So Hero Hammer will be stronger on Conquest mode. High leadership infantry will be stronger on Conquest mode because, like, in land battles, it's very hard to win a game off of heavy infantry rush, and on Conquest mode, that will be a more defined win condition. And I use defined because I don't want to say it's just like, oh, just spam heavy infantry and win, but it's like, that is a real strategy, is to grab heavy infantry and sit on the fucking point. And it's like, yeah, in land battles, you can't do that. Like, if you spam heavy infantry against a good opponent, they're just going to lose. Like, cycle charging with anything with a superior speed can kill heavy infantry over time. Kiting them can kill heavy infantry over time. Spellcasting can kill heavy infantry over time. But over time is the key word. Heavy infantry's role is to buy time. And if your game mode has a time-based win mechanic, heavy infantry will be stronger. Which is fine. Again, I'm not trying to rain on the parade. I'm trying to define that we're getting a third game mode that will introduce a third meta and a third way to play the game. I don't really think it'll be replacing land battles because land battles has a different niche. It's very similar. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's completely fucking different. Oh my god. It's the most different thing I've ever seen. It's like, no, but it is different enough that I don't think it'll drive one extinct. It's just good. It's just good to get another game mode, another way to play the game. Yeah, I'm very supportive of it. I think it'll be good. And I did present, I did present the worst case scenario to show why it's not just superior to land battles in every way. But the best case scenarios are my opponent's kiting me and won't fucking fight me. You can take the point. That's great. My opponent on quick battle is just running away constantly, not even fighting. He just lost, and now he's just running out the clock. Capture the point. That's great. If your opponent's going to corner camp or forest camp and go, nah, you have to engage me. Capture the point. That's great. It's great. I would probably play more conquest mode on quick battles than land battles. But with my friends and in tournaments, I'd probably rather play land battles. So that's where I'm at. And it is a good question. I see chat's popping off, so I'm not going to see every message. But I see Shogunuk defending himself or whatever. It's a question a lot of people are asking. In my Discord already, Bjorn's posted the exact same thing. I'm looking around for other people, but like, it's a real question. People are going to be like, how does this not make land battles obsolete? And it's a very nuanced question, but I do think from my experiences with the Cap Point mod, it is different. And that's fine. I love more game modes, dude. I really do. I don't wish domination wasn't in the game. I have had my frustrations with domination in the past, but that was more with how people talked about domination. It's not that domination existed. Like, I had issue with certain people, and it wasn't everybody. And I'm not trying to attack the whole community, but there were certain members of the domination community that when Dom came out, they're like, Land Battles is dead. That game mode sucks, and I've always fucking hated it. It's garbage. Domination's the future, baby. And I was like, okay, well, now you're blasting the shit out of something I love. So now, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm coming after you. But it wasn't like, I wish domination didn't exist. It's, there are some people that play domination that are pissing me off. So, yeah, I'm hyped for it, dude. That's great. That's great. Yumais, Gojira, Alfair. Well done, lads. Well done. You made it into the game. What you doing? Hi. Hi. Okay, go bye. Grace is being silly. Is Eltharion buffed again? Yeah, there's some stuff about that later on. Can you go back, though? Never. Never. Alright, so moving on. Domination mode changes. AI domination mode is great. Lords can no longer be unsummoned in domination battles. That's pretty huge. I don't play a lot of Dom, but I do remember that was one thing that I got annoyed with. Was like, I tried to Lord snipe somebody and they just desummon after all of my effort. I was like, you fucker! And then their whole army doesn't lose their leadership. It's awful. So, good. It's gone. Fixed a bug I didn't even know about, but that's good. Bug fix is always good. Fixed a bug. Good. Bugs are always good. Capture weight now displayed on the unit info panel. That's good. That's nice. I mean, it's a very key mechanic for how the game mode works, so all for more information. Good shit, dude. How did the wedding go? Later, I don't want to get into that. It went great. It went great, but I don't want to get into that because this stream is so information focused that if I get distracted and start talking about wedding stuff, there are going to be people who like, now when I rewatch this, I have to skip past all that shit. So we'll talk about that on a future stream that's maybe a little more chill. But for this one, I'm going to pass. But the short version wedding went great. Map additions to Domination. Domination has desperately needed more maps for a very long time. And it looks like we're getting some of the community maps from the Total Turin map pack, so that's excellent. Again, CA shouting out the people who did the work. Bob Dad Builder, Sunshine, Shroom, Waka Waka 3000, Sleepy Lions. Bunch of new maps there for Domination, which it really, really needs. And then they're also adding Crossroads, Hidden Oasis, Marbad's Tomb, and Toothgrass Hill. Again, Domination, the two biggest complaints I had about it since launch. Like, I don't even play Domination, but two things I even knew they needed were AI support, which they now have, and more maps, which in this patch they're getting, it looks like 9 maps, which is gigantic. So, huge stuff for them. Domination fans going to be big happy. Demons of Chaos now available in Quick Battle. Huge. Over the past couple patches, they've been getting tons and tons of buffs, so they have become a viable faction. I wouldn't even say meta or OP, but they're getting up there. They're probably in like the B+ tier, somewhere in there. So seeing them in Quick Battles will be good. Yeah. I forgot I need to write myself a note. Okay. All right, back at it. Free for all mode changes now can be played against the AI. That's really great. And I know it doesn't seem that big, but I know a lot of people who want to play free for all and they get 3 people together. And they can't, you literally can't start the game without a 4th person, so now at least you can just slot an AI in there. That's really nice for people that just want to play some fucking free-for-all. Streaming the man things. Yes, edgy guy. Good. Good, good, good. Order of units when adding to an army. This doesn't really matter to me at all. I'm honestly just gonna skip it. It's your units get placed in a different spot. I always personally move them around anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. Custom battle faction selector. This is neat. Not a huge change, but a little quality of life thing. You can see the animation happening right here. Instead of just tabbing through every single faction, it now is a drag, a click down and drag, which is easier. And you can see the color schemes you're signing up for, so that's very nice. Love it. Sandbox mode is for custom battles. It turns off the AI. They just stand around. Oh, that'll be pretty huge for people in like the multiplayer community that love to test out all these different combinations and things. And they used to get a mod where they would have the AI just stand around, so now it's just in there. That's cool. This is another fun one that could have some fun tournament ideas for some of the people who host the more silly meme tournaments. Allow multiple lords. It won't be available on Quick Battle, but like in a silly for fun tournament or a custom battle, you can just get multiple lords out there. That's fucking lit. I mean, I'm down. It's a toggleable thing, so that's cool. Missed the first part of the stream. I haven't gotten down to Skaven yet. I have not. Custom map display, what does that mean? Oh, it's about mods. Okay. As I established, I don't really use mods, so I'm going to scroll past that. But it looks like you can just see your modded maps without getting rid of all the regular maps. Okay. In battles, mousing over your unit's stats will display a breakdown of factors currently affecting them. So if you want to see what's sapping your unit's melee attack, you can now check. Good change. I have been wondering about that for a while. Whenever I'm casting games, and I'm like, I don't know why his melee attack's so low. Overcast toggle button. It's been a feature since Warhammer 1. Been fiddly to tricky to find. Okay. So you can just like toggle overcasting all of your spells in the bottom right. You can see it down there. That's cool. Silenced UI attribute shows you your silenced more effectively. That's good. Healing tooltip improvements. It gets very granular about how much you're healing at any point in time. Okay. Cool, cool. More tooltips. More! Tooltips for shrapnel and vortex projectiles. Now correctly display the information that vortex or shrapnel. That's cool, but also, why didn't it just say that? Why has it been wrong for so long? I mean, we take those, but why has it been wrong? Directional shield tooltip now has like the amount of blockage for each thing. That's good. Okay. We are like 10% of the way through the nodes. All right, let's go. Stability and performance, fix some crashes, fix some bugs where stuff would break, but not really that interesting for me. Campaign, again, as I mentioned at the start, a lot of these are just fixed issues that I didn't even know were issues because I don't play enough campaign to know that, so I'm going to skip past the more of a multiplayer guy. You can read those for yourselves. It's not that I don't care, it's just I don't have any insight to offer, so all I would be doing is reading those to you, and I have nothing to offer. Battles. Okay, it's some more bugs. Plus stuff that's already been discussed above. Okay. Multiplayer. Okay. All that's been covered above. Graphics, just some bug fixes that aren't really that big of a deal. All right, unit abilities. Spirit Conduit. Don't actually know what that is. I don't know whose ability Spirit Conduit is. Burning Alignment. Don't know, but it gets a starting radius and end radius increase with a better movement speed. Don't know what that is. Shogun with a PLN 50. Nice. What do you mean by we won't go back? I won't be like scrolling backwards through the patch to explain everything every time somebody joins. Or like people will join and be like, what did the Beastmen get? And it's like, well, if I'm past the Beastmen, I'm not going all the way back. Language of the Boys, that's Grom the Paunch's passive when he's in melee. And this is good. Its active time is just constant, so if he is in melee, it is active, and if he's out of melee, it is not. That's a good change. It used to be this weird like 16-second thing, and if at the start of every 16 seconds, if he wasn't in combat, it like wouldn't proc. It was weird. It's the Engine of the Gods laser. Oh, so it got an increased radius and increased movement speed. That's good. Mistwalker Barrage. I love that. They buff it. Eltharion is meta for patch. He's not even like great, but he is a meta lord. Like people would pick him. And then they let's give him his spread, give it a spread, and then it just sucks ass. And the next patch, they're like, yeah, let's go back to no spread. Fuck that. That's hot. Fanatical Resolve. Stat melee damage AP. Oh, thank you. I don't know what that means. But cool. Pump the Tomb Kings during the patch notes at all? Yeah. Can we rewind and wait a couple seconds so you can get snacks? Oh, sure, dude, sure. I'm not gonna do that. Giver of Arcane Glory. Mana regeneration modifier from 0.2 to 1. Damn, that's a 100% increase instead of a 20% increase. Max mana depletion modifier from 0 to 0.2. Oh. Is that like you're sacrificing overall Winds of Magic to get the Winds of Magic you need faster right now? That could be kind of cool. Oh, Fanatic Resolve is Drychas. Gotcha. Hummus, please, I need snacks. You go get the snacks, dude. You can hit pause. It's the internet. You can just pause it and go. Whatever. I can't handle this. Spirit Bear, it's Mother Ostankia's giant floating, like, it looks like a seal. It does not look like a bear. It went from infinite uses to 3. Dire Spirit Bear went from just kind of slow and constant to 3. Lamprey's Bite. Oh, that's the ROR Screamer's little... Went from as many uses as you can recharge it to only 5. Pigeon Bomb went from infinite uses to only 3. I thought it was 3. I didn't think it was infinite. Seems weird. Some about that doesn't seem right. Pigeon Bomb definitely was not a recharge infinite uses. Yeah. Anyway, full power removed value 3 to 2. I don't know what that means. Value 2 to 1.5. But don't worry, they were removed. We're changing them because we removed them. I don't know what that fucking means. It was infinite before? No way. That's wild. Firebombs? Is this Malachi's thing? Because it sucks. If that's what it is, it fucking blows. Base reload time, projectile mass are way up, but the damage is way down. Okay. I don't know enough math to know how that affects anything, so I'm just going to hope it goes okay. Siege Wall? Don't know. Gate of Nurgle? All of the gates, Slanesh Nurgle, Greater Gate of Nurgle, they're all getting increased recharge time. Which is a little silly. I feel like those aren't that overpowered, so I don't know why they're getting nerfed that hard, but okay, it's whatever. Blessing of the Ancients, a whole bunch of shit that doesn't make any sense to me. Scalar with Spell Mastery, value of 1.2. I'm guessing that's the lore passive, and it scales the Spell Mastery. Okay, cool. Rune of Hearth and Home, Fatigue modifier, took a 20% nerf. Still probably pretty good. Aura of Protection actually got an increase in range, which is solid. Army abilities, Pandemicium. What is that? What the fuck? Pandemic. Oh, is that the tier 3 army ability that literally no one uses? No, it's an explosion. What the fuck is that ability? What the fuck? Does anybody in chat know what this was? Oh, it's Tarmogon's on the kip. I don't give a fuck about that. All right. Golden Tributes. That's Nakai's item. Instead of giving you perfect vigor, where your vigor never goes down from where it currently is, it's giving us slight vigor regeneration, which is a buff to Nakai, so sure. Warp Shard Armor, Queek's, I believe that's Queek's armor. Increased effect range. Ooh, is it still a bad effect? Seems like. But whatever, increased range is solid. Dwarf Gouger, stat melee base, value 1.5. Don't know what that means, but okay. Looks like Dwarf Gouger got some kind of buff that's hidden behind techno speak that I don't understand because my brain's small. Sunfang, base vortex damage up by 1. Lit. Zaytang's Windbow ability that's been banned in multiplayer forever. Took several nerfs, you might be able to unban it. It was just like really inconsistent. Sometimes you would shoot it and it wouldn't do that much damage, which is fine. And sometimes you'd shoot it and it would literally one-shot somebody. And it's like, this is not predictable at all. The Portal Glyph, it's the Fury summons for most of the demons. It goes from 2 to 1. Brass Collar of Bloody Vengeance. Bro, how do you nerf something that was just in the game? How is there a change to something that was just added to the game? It wasn't there. How are you changing something that wasn't there? That's Karanak's collar. Like, why is this here? Effect range from 35 to 55, and the mana regeneration modifier from negative 40% to 0. Oh, okay, cool. That doesn't mean anything to me. I've never seen this item before in my life because it just started existing now. That's funny. All right. Miguel, it means the buff also applies to Queek's base damage. Got it. Thank you, sir. Star Crusher, that's Kolek's hammer. Looks like it also applies to his base damage. Skull of Katam got a nerf in its, I believe value is its, like, spell mastery buff. Patch notes are very confusing and seem low quality, but the patch sounds awesome. Yeah, from what I know, this was a really big undertaking for the CA patch team. There's certain things I can't say. I have been in communication with them about multiplayer balance. How much of my stuff they took and how much they didn't take, you know, it remains to be seen. But and I'm not the only content creator they talked to about this stuff. But from what I know this was a stressful patch for them. So I'm not surprised the patch notes themselves aren't like super meticulously crafted, because I know that these guys were working up to the final minute to get as many changes in there as they can. So yeah, I'm not shocked the patch notes, like the literal page looks a little wonky, because I know that this was a stressful time. I just kind of appreciate how hard they were going to try and help out with things. All right, Mace of Hellstorm. The Mace of Hellstorm. Recharge time is down, so you can get it more often. Its active time and duration are both getting nerfed by 1 second just to get a nice round number. They do seem to like those round numbers, so that's good. Did we already have high elf changes? No, we haven't gotten to the race-specific changes. Okay, again, another whoopsie in the patch notes. It is just funny, but I appreciate that they were rushed. I get it, but like, it is funny. Spells, Spirit Leech, number of uses 1 to 2. Fuck yeah, baby! I get to use Spirit Leech twice now. Oh wait, it's a spell. I can use it as long as I have Winds of Magic. What the fuck are you talking about? Clearly that's meant to be somewhere else. Like, it's somebody's bound ability. And I think I know whose bound ability it is, because I was skimming through the patch notes in bed to kind of know what I was going to talk about today. But I think I know where this was supposed to be, but it is just funny to me. That's for bound spells. I know, but it's in the wrong spot, so it's just funny. I believe. Okay, spoilers. I think it's the Hyro Titan. I think that's where that's supposed to be. It's the Hyro Titan Spirit Leech, but it's just funny. Anyway, regrowth. Regrowth took a 3-second nerf in its duration, which is actually, I mean, that's decent. You need to think about it as percentages, like someone just said in chat. So that's an 11% nerf to regrowth. Like, that's pretty good. Fleshy Abundance took a 10% nerf. Phase stats, I don't know what that means. Fleshy Abundance Overcast took a 10% nerf. Grand Shield of Faith got an effect range increase. Soulfire got about 33% more damage. Regrowth is on here again. I guess. I think this means the Overcast. No, but there's Regrowth Overcast. I don't know. The patch notes are a bit of a mess, okay? But again, another about 11% nerf on those things. Gaze of Mork got increased Winds of Magic cost, which is fine. Shield of Faith, Soulfire getting the same changes as Grand Shield of Faith and Grand Soulfire. Vindictive Glare, and Shem's Burning Gaze. Well, the Shem's Burning Gaze, again, I think this is the Hyro Titan, but it's in the wrong place. But he gets 3 casts instead of 2. And Vindictive Glare got a cost increase. Hyro Titan already had 2 charges? Then I don't know. But this is definitely not the place this is supposed to be. Alright, traits. Hawkland Scopes on the hero and Lord took some nerfs. Mechanist hero removed. The engineer hero now has a weapon master. So it's apparently an ability. Got it. Oh, it's a trait. Got it. Yeah, the traits. Weapon masters getting added to some of them. Plague Rush. Speed no longer applies to the entire enemy army, but the speed is... Why would you nerf Plague Rush? That's the Skaven Lore of Plague passive. Used to be army-wide minus speed minus vigor. But now it's just... I'm guessing it says it no longer applies to the entire army, so I'm guessing that just means nearby units to the caster. And it's like, okay, well now it's dog shit. And then Scabrous is Casualty Replenishment, which is campaign. Which is beyond my tiny rat brain, so I'm going to skip it. Hyro Titan has 2 Burning Gazes and 1 Spirit Leech at the moment. Yeah, I think it's going to 2 Spirit Leeches, 3 Burning Gazes is what I saw. So, I think that's what those are. Alright, Races and Balance. Special thanks to our exalted creators, such as well as Umai's and the team behind community source peer-reviewed balance recommendations. With the introduction of Conquest Mode, we've taken the time to address the lion's share of unit balance issues raised here. Okay. Wait. For new concerns over Thrones of Decay content dating right back to issues with older single entities that are lacking a bit of punch, since the move to the new competitive standard of ultra unit size, there have been extensive changes made across the game. Right. Here's a small list of known issues. All units that use collision type capsule have a problem where missiles can pass through the top 5 to 10% of their collision box and deal no damage. Articulated vehicles such as chariots can be hit multiple times by projectiles, resulting in double or even triple damage. And a unit that is docked to a wall, whatever, siege, pass, I don't know. Collision attacks. We've added collision attacks to several large units this patch. Collision attacks are an alternate form of melee attack that is attempted when an entity collides with enemies while charging or attacking, primarily present on chariots and some large entities. They have internal cooldowns, and the MAC target list is defined on a per unit basis. If I'm reading that correct, it's kind of like the Jabber Scythe, how it like sails through stuff and does a ton of damage. It's that, but getting put on more things. Yeah. Alright, max splash attack. Several units have had their max splash targets reduced. The general trend is that this is a buff as damage is split across the targets of splash attack. The overall lethality of these units is when fighting, sometimes they can splash go up. So it's just like you're focusing more of your damage on models to kill them rather than spreading out your damage so no models ever die and you're still taking full damage. If that didn't make any sense, if you're fighting 100 guys with 3 hit points and you deal 100 damage, you would have to swing 3 times to kill them, and 100 guys are swinging back at you 3 times. So you take 300 damage. If they did 1 damage, right? Okay. Now this, let's say instead of hitting 100 guys with 100 damage, you hit 33 guys with 3 damage. On your first swing, you kill 33 guys. On their counter swing, you take 66 damage instead of 100, because now 33 of them are dead. Okay, you take 67, but whatever. You know. So you take 67 damage instead of 100 because a third of the enemy force is dead. And then you swing again, dealing 33 damage to... Sorry, dealing 3 damage to 33 targets. They're down to 34 guys. The counter swing, they do 34 damage to you, because now there's only 34 of them left alive out of 100. It's like that. You don't want to spread your damage across an entire unit. You want to kill models. Vehicle collision attack turning pass. We've adjusted the collision attack balance on just how about every chariot in the vehicle in the game interacts. Collision attacks are now informed by the unit's weapon strength. Cool. So stuff with super low weapon strength shouldn't do a lot of damage anymore. Because chariots with high weapon strength were kind of whatever, because everything was based off your collision damage, which had nothing to do with your weapon strength. So more expensive chariots were generally just trash, because why would you bother? Special thanks to community modder Spellbound, who had already performed some tests in the collision attack system, how it affected unit performance. Cool. Well done. Removal of hard collision from wall Merlons. Okay, pass. Okay. Added terror to Shade Wraith Gunners, Usurian's Incantation, Legion of the Netherworld, Skink Priest Avatar, Things in the Woods. On to the faction-specific changes. My god. Beastmen. Gorbel, cheaper, more damage. Gore Herd, more damage and bonus versus infantry. Bestigor Herd, more damage. Razorgore Herd, more damage. Chaos Spawn, cheaper. Minotaurs, more expensive in all their variants. Crocs, Man Rippers, more damage. Cygor, more damage. More damage across the board for the Cygor. Not a ton, but a little bit. Bloodbrute Behemoth, nerfs. Though we did get spell... Ooh, 35% spell resistance is more than enough to compensate for losing 2 melee attack and 5 melee defense. So Bloodbrute overall actually got a buff. Bretonia, Grail Knights took a little bit of a nerf. Just a little bit, not a big nerf. Grail Guardians also took a little nerf, but Questing Knights got a buff to try and get them to pick Questing Knights more often. They'll remove classic land battles? No, they won't. They added a third game mode. They didn't take away anything. Yeah. Anyway, Chaos Dwarves. Cool. Units. Zatan the Black got 100 gold cost decrease, 150 on his mounts. That's fine. Sorcerer Prophet on his Great Taurus mount got 100 gold cost decrease, which is odd. Lamasu 150. I guess they're using their Bale Tauruses a lot, but still, it's like that's the most common lord. Overseer got a pretty serious cost decrease of 200. 300 on his mounts. That's wild. They're really trying to get him back in here. 100 gold off the Bull Centaur Toruk. Infernal Castellan 50 gold off. Hobgoblin Archers 25 gold off. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders with bows 50 gold off. Regular Raiders down 25 gold. Chaos Dwarf Warriors down 25 gold. Chaos Dwarf Warriors Great Weapons more damage. Infernal Guard down 50 gold. Infernal Guard with Great Weapons down 150 gold. Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives down 50 gold. Jesus Christ! I'm not saying these aren't earned, but like, fuck. Chaos Dwarves are getting a ton of gold off so that they can build bigger armies. Lamasu's cheaper. Kadai Fireborn are 100 gold cheaper. Kadai Destroyer gets 15% missile resist, which he needed. And then some multipliers and stuff. Magma Cannon's cheaper and deals AP damage, which is huge. Demon's Tongue is more expensive. That's fine. And then the Draco Mort is also more expensive. So Chaos Dwarves just got a fuck ton of cost decreases to their like roster, trying to make stuff more viable, which is fine. The Kadai Fireborn were actually like close to being good. Not like amazing, but like good. You know, just good. Good doesn't mean great. I think 100 gold off their price is going to take a long way towards being meta. I don't think they're going to be quite there, but they're much closer to being like, oh yeah, like he took Kadai Fireborn. I still think they're in the place where if someone takes Kadai Fireborn, you're like, ooh, someone's feeling spicy. Rather than, yeah, they're meta. They're removing it on Quick Battle for the new version. I thought I read exactly the opposite, but let's go check. Conquest modes will not be replacing land battles in campaign. Conquest mode is a little familiar. Okay. Oh, okay. 42 repurposed man. Wait, those are just repurposed maps. We will be leaving classic land battles as a quick battle option for now in order to make transition for players a bit smoother, but our future intention is to remove land battle from land quick battle options. Oh, that's dumb. Boo. Yeah, that is dumb. I guess I don't like that, but I like the overall ad of Conquest mode, but it is dumb. They're just going to take land battles out of the rotation. But we'll see. We'll see how well that goes for them. They also took land battles out of the rotation when they first added domination, and that was not popular. So I imagine that like people will probably get mad, they'll probably back down, and it'll be fine. But yeah. Yeah, I got it. All right, Demons of Chaos. Red Ulger got a 150 gold cost decrease and 10% more spell resist. And the Chaos Furies got a cost increase, but just the demons Chaos Furies, not any of the marked ones, not like Nurgle, Khorne, Slaanesh, or Tzeentch. It's just the Demons of Chaos one. Dark Elves. Mouse Darkblade's ward save is now physical resistance instead, but I think that's just a campaign thing. Malekith on Seraphon. Holy fuck, he got 350 gold off the top. And melee attack and melee defense buffs. That's kind of crazy. Lokir Fellheart got 350 gold off. And more melee attack. Rakarth got 250 gold off. And more melee defense. His Scourger on Chariot got 300 gold off, but it's still gonna suck. Supreme Sorceress, 100 gold cost increase for her dragon, so people stop taking her. Dreadlord, 300 gold cost decrease. So they're just making a lot of the lords cheaper to try and get them to take anyone other than a sorceress. Okay, that's fine. Bloodwrack Medusa. We've adjusted the power of the projectiles so the damage output should be much more reasonable. Their reload time is up, their radius is down. I don't see the exact numbers of... They just said we adjusted the power, but I don't see what that means. So, I think they're trying to nerf that Medusa kite. Harganth Executioner's 50 gold cheaper, and that's it. Okay. I mean, sure. Dark Elves getting buffs to all their lords besides the Sorceress. It's fine. They didn't buff Marathi. That's okay. Read the Chariot one. What, for Rakarth? Armor-piercing missile damage is up. The missile weapon of the Scourger on Chariots has been completely rebalanced. Previously, it was using the damage profile of Chariots, which was a bug. Okay, so it looks like they're supposed to be doing a lot more damage. We'll see if the Scourger on Chariot mounts are any good. I've never seen a Chariot mount for a Lord be ideal. Like, Cetra's Chariot of the Gods has been pretty fucking bad forever. Pretty bad. I don't know. We'll see. Less radius, slower reload. Yeah. That doesn't seem like that big of a change, but we'll see. Because I think the damage was completely cooked. Dwarves! Resolved an issue preventing Anvil of Doom characters from performing melee attacks. They said that before. I'll believe it when I see it. Thunder is Grudgerakers no longer fire both barrels with the first shot, and just a puff of smoke with the second. Okay, that's just kind of funny. Anyway, collision box size on all dwarf infantry use has been reduced slightly. It was too generous in most cases. This should help with pathing and improve melee combat. Thorgrim got buffed by 100 gold. Ungrim got buffed by 100 gold. Belgar got buffed by 100 gold. Brindle got buffed by 100 gold. Demon Slayer, Lord, all got buffed by 100 gold. Thane's got a buff, charge defense versus large. Cool. Dwarf Ancestor Spirits. I don't think those are even allowed in multiplayer, but their HP is increased. Dwarf Warriors got a damage buff. Longbeard's got a bit of a damage buff. Quarreler's got a bit of a damage buff. Ranger's got a bit of a damage buff. Bugman's Rangers, just a little bit of AP. Giant Slayer's got a damage buff. Wow, dwarves are getting buffed across the board? That seems odd. They're not the top of the meta, but they're good. I don't know why they need buffs. Okay. Bolt Throwers. Ooh, Dwarven Bolt Throwers now 8 models instead of 4. That'll really help them out. And then they got a bunch of buffs otherwise. Cool. Well, they took some damage nerfs, but with 8 models instead of 4, that's a neat buff. And then bonus versus large increase, that's fine. Goblin Hewer got cheaper. Organ Guns got 100 gold cheaper. Gyrocopters took a little bit of a nerf. Brimstone Guns got a buff. Thunder Barge, 200 gold cost increase. They lost 100 ammo, taking them from 140 to 40. Jesus. Bombs look like they got buffs. Impact damage was removed, but then they got buffed otherwise. Okay. Cannons took some nerfs, it looks like. Spirit of Grugny took the same nerfs and stuff, so damn. Yeah, Thunderbar just took a big old nerf. But the Dwarven Ground Forces got buffs. Alright. Grand Cathay! Let's see here. Zhao Ming, 100 gold cost increase. Miao Ying, 100 gold cost decrease. And she now gets her Talons of Night when in dragon form, which she should have. Zaytang lost some whip missile damage. Lost a bunch of missile damage. Lost explosion damage. Wow, that is just damage nerfs. Damn. Okay, Zaytang took some serious damage nerfs. Domination capture point increase for the pet Bandits of Silver Road. That's fine. Jade Warriors, 50 gold cost increase. It's a 10% cost increase, while the Halberds got 50 gold cost decrease. Same with the Crossbowmen. Actually got cheaper. That's nice. Great Long Riders got cheaper. Empress Croman got a little bit of a cost increase. Interesting. Yeah, those are some good changes for Cathay. I'm not sure how much it'll really shake them up, but it's good. I like, if Chariots work... I've always been saying this, dude. If Chariots work, Grand Cathay is taking a huge nerf, because Chariots used to be the box-breaking unit type, but in Warhammer 3, Chariots have been dog shit, like completely garbage, except for Kislev's heavy war sleds. And, like, okay, not single-entity Chariots, because then you get into a whole thing, like, Iron Demons are good, Slanesh Exalted Seeker Chariots are bad, but, like, the unit type chariot has not been good in Warhammer 3, and individual examples of good chariots does not mean the unit type is doing well. Like, chariots are not meta, but an Iron Demon is meta. Same as you could say, like, we've been in the single entity meta for a while, but Hyro Titans suck dick. It's like, giant single entities can be the meta. It doesn't mean every giant single entity is good, but most of them are, like, something like that. Alright, Greenskins. Grimgor, 50 gold buff. Wurzag, 50 gold buff. Orc Warboss, 150 gold buff. Wow. Damn. 300 gold off of his Orc Boar Chariot mount. Arachnarok Spider for the Goblin Great Shaman, about 1,000 more HP and damage buffs. That's not smart. Night Goblin Warboss got in a 150 gold cost decrease, which is huge because he's by far the best Greenskin Lord. So now I don't know why he got buffed, but holy fuck, he did. 150 gold off the best Lord on the roster. Blackrock Big Boss got a big cost decrease. You might be able to actually take him. A lot of the heroes got cost decreases, which is going to be pretty good. Goblin Wolf Chariots are now groups of 12 instead of 8. The Arachnarok Spider Queen got some buffs. Rogue Idol got Splash Attack decrease, which should make him more deadly against the targets he does hit. Interesting. And then the Biggin got a buff to his rocks that he throws. The Greenskin page was weird. Most of it made sense, but I really don't know why. The Night Goblin War Boss got fucking buffed. That seems really odd. Did you cover the Tomb Kings? Judging by the alphabet, no. Alright. Hi, elves! Eltharian's Athel Tomorrow panel is missing its animated background. Oh, so that's a campaign thing. Cool. Tyrion, 100 gold cost decrease. He gets flaming and magical attacks, which he has desperately needed. Cool. Alethanar, 1,000 gold cost decrease, and his weapon strength is up. Well, his missile strength is up. Very nice. Handmaid the Everqueen is buffed. Lore Master of Hoth buffed just by a bit of cost off of them. Rangers get Vanguard. That's hype. Still probably a bad unit, but that's hype. And then the Fireborn. Ooh, the Fireborn get AP. Just the Fireborn, too. That's really cool. I know a lot of High Elf fans are going to hate me, but I think that's really cool. The ROR Dragon Princes are now AP, while the regular one isn't. I think that gives them a bit more of a niche than just like being slightly higher stats. They lost a little bit of bonus versus large, but being primary AP is going to be crazy. All right. Great Eagle also got 50 gold off. Khorne! All Khorne units, their spell damage resistance went from 15% to 35%. And their demons used to have 25%, but 35%. This is going to be good. 35 spell resistance is going to be quite nice, but it's also like, it's not going to break Khorne. Spells are still going to be good against them. It's just good. So, really good change. Love that. Exalted Bloodthirster is cheaper. Demon Prince of Khorne is cheaper. Herald of Khorne. Oh, yeah! Herald of Khorne. Huge decrease in cost. Blood Reaper 2. I really hope this is across the board. So many of the demon heroes and lords, like, were way overcosted. Not like Scarbrand and Nakari, who are overcosted. Those are bad examples, but, like, Kugath is fine where he's at. Kairos is fine where he's at. But, like, the Heralds of Blank have been overcosted for so long. A Herald of Nurgle on his Rotfly is insanely expensive if you compare him to like anything else in the game. So the Herald of Khorne and the Blood Reaper both getting serious cost reductions makes me so happy. That maybe the other demonic things, like the fucking Alluress of Slaanesh is, there's no way she's worth like 1,200 gold. That shit's insane. Anyway, Marauder Horsemen of Khorne, 25 gold off. Gorby's Chariots of Khorne, damage up, bonus versus infantry up a bit. Chaos Knights of Khorne took a little bit of a nerf in the melee attack and melee defense department, while the Lances got a bit of a buff. Skull Crushers, a little bit of a buff. Melee attack and melee defense. Chaos Furies of Khorne got a 50 gold cost increase and less hit points, so really hitting them. Spawn got a buff, though, and the Bloodthirster got some buffs. Cool. Weren't the Fireborn in every high elf list anyway? Yeah, but I still think that the AP is going to be a nice change for them. Because the Fireborn aren't actually that great of a unit. They just relied on healing being busted. So if CA is going in a direction where they're going to nerf healing, then the Fireborn are going to fall out of favor pretty easily, where you can't just spam regrowth on them anymore. So, I don't know. Making them just a nice standalone unit's fine. Yeah. Anyway, Kislev. Hagwitch, okay. Things in the Wood, Ethereal got Terror, but I think that's just a summon. Griffin Legion, 50 gold cost increase. Armored Kossars, lost some melee attack and lost some missile strength. Watchmen in the Night lost some melee attack, which is a bit of a shame. The Armored Kossar ROR is already not that great, so I don't think they needed to catch strays because other Armored Kossars are too good. The Boydanov's Brawlers, the Streltsy ROR is now a blunderbuss type unit as it was meant to be. Classified Dervishes got 25 gold cost increase. Elemental Eye? What the fuck is the Elemental Eye? I don't know what that is. It got a cost increase. Frozen Heart of Winter. Oh, okay, it's the Elemental Bear. I don't know why it's called the Elemental Eye. So the Elemental Bear got a cost decrease. Little Grom lost half of his bonus versus large. Damn. It's pretty intense. Storm Vermin Howler's got a significant buff. We're not there yet. Lizardmen. Lizardmen. Gorok, 100 gold off. It looks like they're just trying to... They're taking a lot of the dog shit lords and trying to make them viable. Oxyotl got a bit of a cost decrease. Fixed a bug where his cooldowns wouldn't function if he uses Master Predator. That could maybe help. I think he needs weapon strength buffs more than he needs anything else. Krokgar, more damage, just a bit. Saurus Old Blood, more damage if on a Carnosaur. Saurus Scar Veterans, cheaper. And more damage if they're on their Carnosaur. Skink Priest on a Stegodon. Lost armor-piercing missile damage, gained a bit of base, but they got bonus versus large. What the fuck? Skink Chiefs got a recruitment cost increase. Okay, that's random, but fine, I guess. Skink Oracle, a bit more damage. Court of Waddle, more expensive. All the Carnosaurs got damage buffs. Alright, just across the board. Got it. Same with the Troglodons as far as their melee damage goes. Quaddles got damage increases. Stegodon's got the same change as the Skink version, where its base missile damage is up, and it has bonus versus large, but it lost some armor piercing. Feral Dreadsaurian, cost increase. Melee defense increased, armor increase. Less splash attack. So it's like, it's got buffed damage, but nerfed cost-wise. And it got collision damage. Ooh, that's going to be huge. Same with all the other Dreadsaurians. Okay, collision damage is going to be gigantic. Ooh, and the Shredder of Lestria got cheaper. I don't love that, but sure. Okay, not excited to return to a Shredder meta. Norska. Wolfric. Damage buffs on his Chariot. More armor on his Mammoth. With less splash attacks, so hopefully be better at like dueling things. Skim of Flarekin's a little bit cheaper. Brutes of the Hound. Less melee defense, but they got a bunch of spell resist. That'll help them against Burning Head. Burning Head was the easiest way to clear out those Berserkers forever. Alright, Famir Warriors, 100 gold off the top, and they got a bit more damage, both in arm piercing and regular. Hype. So Famir getting some big buffs. Feral Mammoth, 5 more leadership, 15% missile resistance, 20 more armor, and less splash attack. That's actually a lot of buffs in a row for the Feral Mammoth. I still think it's going to be dog shit, but I appreciate the effort. War Mammoth and Mammoth with the War Shrine got very similar stuff, same as Soul Crusher. So all the Mammoths getting buffs. And then some camping exclusive stuff that doesn't matter. Nurgle! Tamarkon's campaign ability. A bunch of campaign fixes. Okay. Tamarkon, more speed, more mass. He's 150 gold cheaper on his Toad Dragon. Kugath's 100 gold more expensive. That's just... I love it. It's just so funny. He's not even that meta, and they're like, fuck him. Exalted Great and Clean One got a cost decrease, which is good. Demon Prince got a cost decrease. Chaos Lord of Nurgle and a War Shrine got a 300 gold cost decrease. That's pretty intense. Plaguerin, yeah, there it is. So they are trying to do that. They're trying to get some of the more expensive hero demonic options to be a little more reasonable. I don't know why the Herald of Nurgle isn't getting any touches, because he's still prohibitively expensive in my opinion, but whatever. Plague-Ridden getting some nerfs, some cost reductions is good. Spawn of Nurgle, looks like all the Chaos Spawn are getting 50 gold off. Chaos Warriors of Nurgle getting a little cheaper. Great Weapons getting a lot cheaper. Chaos Knights of Nurgle losing a bit of melee attack and melee defense, much like Khorne, while their lances gain a little bit. Plague Ogres, more melee defense, less melee attack, more charge bonus, more speed, less mass. Oh, okay. Overall, that's a buff, which is good. I was going to say, are you nerfing Plague Ogres? Because they were meh at best. Pox Riders of Nurgle get a bit more bonus versus infantry, so did the Barons of the Bog. Soul Grinder Nurgle gets less spread, so it can maybe actually hit something for once in its fucking life. Yeah, those are pretty big buffs to try and hit things, because I made a video about how fucking terrible the Noxbringer is. It can't hit anything. And Bilious Thunderguff got 100 gold off the top. Let's go. Ogres! The only change to them is that they disabled the... So previously, they disabled the ability for Ogre Infantry to get knocked down by heavier units, as the animation they must play to get back up off the floor so long caused severe balance issues. We've been able to re-author those animations since patch 5.1, so Ogres should now get knocked down in the same way as every other unit of Monster Infantry in the game. So that is overall probably an Ogre's nerf. Skaven. Queek got 50 gold off the top. Tretch got 50 gold off the top. They're back, boys! They're fucking in it! It's the Queek meta, baby! 50 gold off the top! Is that 50 gold for Queek, my fucking boy? He's still trash. he's still giga trash. But they buffed his abilities. It's not enough, dude. It's not enough. It's a core design problem why Queek sucks. It's not 50 gold here or there. It's he's not a fucking spellcaster, so you have to take a hero spellcaster while you take a Queek. He's not a threat. People can literally just ignore him to the end of the game. And he's weak to all the shit Skaven are weak to. If people are taking Fireball, if they're taking Spirit Leech, if they're taking Final Transmutation, if they're taking Rancid Visitations, if they're taking Blue Fire of Tzeentch, Queek's still weak to all that shit. If they're taking Terror, if they're taking Leadership Bombs, Queek's still weak to it, baby. You could just take him out. He doesn't provide you anything. He's not a left hook. He's not a curve. He's not a screwball. He's not nothing. It's like, oh, shit. If they're ready for a Grey Seer on a Bell, they ain't ready for Queek. They're already ready for Queek. The Grey Seer is tankier, faster, more supportive, better in melee combat. You think I'm fucking kidding? A Grey Seer can do more in combat than Queek's bitch ass can? He sucks. He still sucks. He'll continue to suck until the end of time. Tretch seems fine. Skaven Slaves, 25 gold cost decrease across the board, which is actually pretty insane for them. The OG and Overkings and Ohio seem like the factions with the least changes for now. True. I'm sorry, Good Ale Nation. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have surprised you like that. Stormvermin got 10 more leadership, which is actually really huge. And then Stormvermin Halberds got a 50 gold cost increase, but they got the leadership buffs, and they got a bunch more melee attack, a little bit more melee defense, and some more damage. So yeah, those are actually pretty significant Stormvermin buffs. It doesn't seem like it, but 10 leadership is a lot. Stormvermin are already actually a really good individual unit. The problem is their leadership, which is fine. That's like the Skaven problem, and I'm not saying it shouldn't be. Skaven are cowardly, Stormvermin are cowardly. But Stormvermin's, like, actual trading potential is really high. So if you're going to buff their leadership, that was kind of the only thing they were bad at. So, yeah. I don't think this will take them into meta territory, but I do think that these changes actually kind of bring Stormvermin out of being a meme. If someone takes Stormvermin, it's like, oh, like, I get it. But I don't think they're a must-take. Rats. Alright. Council Guard got the same buffs as the Stormvermin Railers. Oh, they didn't get the leadership buff? That's fucked! If you know, you know. This is where it gets weird, and I did read this in bed, so I knew this was coming. I'm not surprised about this part. Gutter Runners getting buffs. Now, will I take Skaven buffs? Yes. Did Gutter Runners need them? No, Gutter Runners are actually already really good. The thing I think about Gutter Runners is they were a bit of a high skill unit. Now, when I say high skill, I'm not saying, holy shit, you need to be fucking faker to play with these units. You need to be the best gamer alive. But, like, at the higher tiers of play, Gutter Runners were already seeing a lot of action along with Night Runners. And Gutter Runner builds take a lot more skill than, like, I make a Stormvermin box with, like, 3 Poison Globes in it and Ica Claw Flensing Ruin. Ooh, I'm gaming, you know? So it's like, it is more high skill than other Skaven playstyles. Not saying it's, like, crazy difficult. I think the cost decreases will just bring him into the lower tiers of play, where now the risk reward isn't as high. You know, you're spending less money on this thing, so if you fuck up and lose your Gutter Runner, you're losing less of your army percentage, so that takes the barrier of entry down, and it'll let more people play with them. But I think Gutter Runners and Night Runners have been the correct way to play Skaven for a while now, since Poison Wind Globes have been kind of janky. They're still, like, good. You still want Globes in all your builds, but they can't just solo carry the game for you anymore, which is fine. I still think that unit needs some nerfs, Globes. But yeah, the rest of this game roster has been struggling, so I appreciate Gutter Runners getting a buff. It is interesting that one of the few strong units is getting a buff, though. Seems odd. Where's the link for these notes? It's just on the Warhammer blog. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Like, good changes to the Gutter Runners, I think. I do think that this is overbuffing them. I think Gutter Runners will need a nerf, most likely. But they'll be strong for a patch, and maybe more people play them, get good with them, and then when they get nerfed, people will still take them. But, like, stat-wise, this unit is overpowered. It's just a little more difficult to play with. Rattling Guns, 50 gold off the top. That's fine. Their main problem is that they just suck as a unit. They're only good at anti-air or anti-large single entity, but 50 gold off the top does make them a little more usable. Poison Mortars also are just a terrible unit, but 50 gold off the top is better. Brood Horrors for 1,100. Their leadership is just still too low to really make them effective. But again, it's a good cost increase. These are good increases, but I think they kind of miss the point of why these 3 specific units are bad. Rattling Guns, too low damage versus anything that isn't their specific target, and they're too easy to kill otherwise. So it's like, okay, if they're going to be this squishy, they need to do a lot of damage to more things. And if they're not going to do a lot of damage to those more things, they need to be a bit tankier. Poison Mortars just don't deal any fucking damage. So 50 gold off the top isn't going to make it a useful unit. Brood Horror, the cost decrease is nice, but Brood Horrors are too weak in the leadership department that this isn't going to help them. Like, it's still too expensive to take something that's going to rout as soon as anything comes and fights it. It's just not worth it. Skaven have better sources of terror. No, we can't go back. Alright, Hell Pit Abomination buffs. Less base weapon damage, more armor piercing, more bonus versus large, less splash attack, enables collision attacks. This is the only buff in this whole list that matters. Hell Pit Abominations, maybe being able to get a good charge into infantry and do a lot of damage, could help them become meta. We will see. The rest of this is, like, nice, but same as the Brood Horror, I don't think it identifies the base problem with why you weren't taking Hell Pits, but the collision attacks honestly might. We just started. Can we go back? I can't read. No! No! Doom Flayers, Dwarfing Minutes, and the Black Hole Flayers. So all Doom Flayers now have 8 models instead of 4. Their collision boxes have been optimized, so they should bump into each other less. They got HP buffs, base weapon damage nerf, armor piercing weapon damage nerfs, but you have 8 models instead of 4, so that's overall probably a damage buff, but there's no splash attacks left. Doom Flayers don't have the per swing damage required to support a reasonable level of performance and splash attacks, so those got removed. Cool. So Doomflayer should overall have gotten a buff. Slaanesh. Shinier Sloth, you could just rewind the stream. Slaanesh. Okay. All Slaanesh units got Strider. Nakari got 100 gold off, so did the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Demon Prince of Slaanesh as well, with increased speed. Herald of Slaanesh got some buffs to damage on their Exalted... Ooh, just on the Exalted Secret Chariot. That's less hype. Allure S got 150 gold off. Hype. And then the mounts also got those treatments for that. Cultist on the War Shrine got 300 gold cost decrease. Sorcerer Lord of Slaanesh on the War Shrine got a cost decrease. Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh. Ooh, really? Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh got a cost decrease. I don't know if they needed that, but the Hellscourges got a cost increase. So I guess they're trying to get you to take more regular Chaos Warriors. Forsaken buffed by cost. Chosen nerfed by cost. Hellscourges, that is. Marauder Horsemen. Nerfed in campaign, buffed in multiplayer by cost. Hellstriders got less physical resistance, more bonus versus large. That feels overall like a slight buff, but not a big buff. Hellscourges got 25 gold off for their Hellstrider versions, but they lost some physical resistance, so overall actually probably a nerf to Hellstriders with Hellscourges. Chaos Chariots got less physical resistance. Chaos Knights got the same nerfs as every other Chaos Knight, but the same buffs on their lances, and they got more charge bonus on their lances. Yes! Seekers of Slaanesh finally getting a fucking buff. They get 100 gold off. That's good. Heartseekers got the same treatment. We'll see if they're any good, but still, Seekers have been avoiding getting buffed forever, and I don't know why. They've always been fucking bad. Seeker Chariots, damage buff. Hellflayers, damage buff. Exalted Seeker Chariots, damage buff. Chaos Furies, gold increase. Spawn cost decrease. Fiends got more models and more hit points, which is great. Keep Your Secrets got cost decrease. So did the ROR. So pretty decent Slaanesh buffs. A lot of this hinges on how good the chariot changes are. If Slaanesh's chariots are finally good, then Slaanesh got a huge buff. If chariots still suck ass, then this is like a moderate buff at best. But Slaanesh as a faction was supposed to be the chariot faction, and chariots have been dog shit for all of Warhammer 3. A Shinier Sloth. Lies and slander. But okay. The Empire. Fixed issues mostly with campaign. Skipping those because I don't know campaign. Elspeth von Draken took a 250 gold cost increase for a dragon, which her dragon was already crazy expensive. So I don't think her breath attack being strong can justify that cost anymore. I think she's fucking dead in competitive. Master Engineer got a cost increase by 100. Master Engineer on all of his mounts. The Steam Tank got a 200 gold cost increase. And the Steam Tank got nerfed, I believe, if I remember correctly. So Master Engineer and a Steam Tank took double nerfs. The Hero got a 100 gold cost increase. Hawkland Long Rifles, 2 more seconds on reload time, which is like a 20% damage nerf because they're firing less often. Or 18%, whatever. Knights of Black Rose, increased cost by 50. Stubborn Bulls, it doesn't matter to multiplayer. Landship, 300 gold cost increase. Lost 2,400 hit points. They no longer have infinite ammo. They lost about 40% of their ammo on their primary gun. They gained a lot of secondary ammo. A lot, though. Base weapon damage, base armor piercing damage, and melee are down. Splash attacks are up, which means they kill things less quickly in melee. Cool. So, they took some nerfs. Some pretty big nerfs, honestly. Steam Tank, both versions, got a 300 gold cost increase. And then they lost 60 ammo off their secondary missiles from 100 down to 40. Their weapon damage is quite down. Their splash attacks are up, which means they kill things less quickly. And that's that. So Steam Tanks and Landships taking big ol' nerfs. Still probably be strong, but probably weak enough to be unbanned? Probably. Poor Stank, we hardly knew ye in the meta. Awesome Rhino, that is a lie. They have been dominating the meta. Okay, but what did the Beastmen get? That was back in the Beastmen section. You gotta go back if you want that. Alright, Tomb Kings. Cetra, 200 gold cost decrease, which he desperately needed. Cetra is a good character that costs way too much, but his stats are like solid, and his role is solid. It's just he's too expensive. I wouldn't buff Cetra's stats. I would just make him cheaper. But like on the battlefield, cost not a problem, right? Cost aside, Cetra beats who I think he would beat, and he loses to who I think he would lose to. But then when you look at the price point, it's like, why am I paying this fucking much for him? So I think the cost decrease is the right way to go. His War Sphinx might be really, really strong. Splash attacks are down, which is good. He kills things faster. 100 gold off the top and enables collision attacks. So now imagine if I know if the collision attacks are what I think they are. Imagine Cetra doing similar to a Jabberslythe charge with his kitty cat instead of his limp dick charge where he doesn't do any damage at all. So he could just mow through infantry on his cat, which could be pretty hype. Chariot just got 100 gold off. Kalita, 150 gold off on her Necro Serpent mount and on foot. Tomb King, 200 gold off. So they're trying to make the lords cheaper that aren't Arkan and Cetra. Well, I mean, Cetra got cheaper too. Mostly Arkan. Some of the heroes got buffed. Necropolis Knights lost 25 gold, which is good. But then their Halberd version lost 125, which is pretty huge. Skeleton Archers lost 50 gold in both forms. Tomb Scorpion got 20% spell resist, 10 base weapon damage, 30 arm piercing damage, and it got poison. Ushapti, more bonus versus infantry. Cameron War Sphinx got the same buff Cetra's version did. And then a Hyro Titan. Damage buffs, but not huge. Splash damage is way down, which might mean it kills some stuff. It increases spell mastery of other spellcasters by 20%. And here's what I was talking about. Spirit Leeches went from uses of 1 to 2, and Shem's Burning Gaze went from 2 to 3. That was up in the spells section for literally no reason, but there it is. And then collision attacks and damage buffs for the Necro Sphinxes. So again, they should be a lot better at sprinting through things. Can we go back to the last blog post? Oh, for sure, Stunted Right. Oh, for sure. Tzeentch. Disc units got less speed, less charge speed, more speed for burning chariots. Kairos got 100 gold cost increase out of nowhere, and I don't think that was deserved. Kairos has been balanced for quite a while since they took regrowth off of him. It's been pretty fine. So, interesting that he got more expensive. Demon Prince of Tzeentch got a lot cheaper. Chaos Sorcerer mounts got cheaper, except for the Chaos War Shrine went up by 300. Fucking why? Cultists of Tzeentch on a Chaos War Shrine got Whoa. Yeah, the War Shrines are getting increased. Weird. The Sorcerer Lord is down, but the Sorcerer and Cultist Chaos War Shrines are up in cost. Strange. Iridescent Horror got a big old cost decrease as it needed. Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch got cost decreases by only 25. Forsaken as well. The Sour God's 50 gold more. Exalted Pink Horrors down by 100, which is good. Blazing Squealers down by 50. Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch up by 100 in single player. Interesting. That's just single player. I don't think it needed to be for multiplayer. I've never seen them just nerf something in single player and leave it alone. Chaos Knight's got the same Chaos Knight treatment as literally everybody else. Fury's got the same treatment as everybody else. Spawn as well. Flamers got more ammo, which they really needed. And the Soul Grinder of Tzeentch took some reduced missile penetration. Damaged less entities per shot. So hopefully it is a little more reasonable now. Vampire Coast. All Rotting Promethean and Rotting Leviathan's unit and mounts. They can now brace, which means they get charge defense. And they have charge defense versus large. Interesting. Luther on his Deathshriek Terrorgeist got 500 health, some melee attack, some melee defense, base weapon damage up, arm piercing weapon damage up, 25 bonus versus large, less splash attack, but he gets a splash attack knockback force multiplier. Interesting. So Luther buffs. Noctilus on his Necrofex Colossus got some buffs for damage and melee defense, and more missile damage. Cool. Slostra Deerfun on her Rotting Leviathan cost increase. Got some AP splash attacks. Got collision attacks. That could be huge. Like we said, just rocking through infantry could do a lot of damage. And, ooh, immune to flanking. Interesting. So she won't take as much damage when she gets surrounded by, like, armor-piercing halberds or something. That's brutal. Vampire Fleet Captain, a bit cheaper. Deckhands mobs. Oh, wow! Holy shit! Zombie Pirate Deckhands mobs down from 300 gold to 250. That's kind of insane. Okay, all right. I don't hate it, it's just that's a huge change. It doesn't sound like it, but that's 1/6 of their cost off. Damn. Should Regrowth go back to Kairos now? No, dude, no. No. Oh, okay, it's sarcasm. Good. I was like, if you're being serious right now, fuck right off. Sirens. More AP, more charge bonus, more melee defense, more melee attack, more hit points. Just overall a slight buff to them. Bloody Reaver Death Guard got expert charge defense. Handgun mobs got less reload time, so they reload faster. Just a little bit, but Deck Gunners got a little bit more leadership. Shade Wraith Gunners got a little bit more HP, a little bit more leadership, but they caused terror. Scurvy Dogs got a little bit more leadership, which they desperately needed. Mourngulls got much faster and caused terror. The Night Terrors got spell resist. Rotting Prometheans, 50 gold off and damage buffs. Gunnery mobs the same. Lamprey's Revenge got 100 gold cost increase. Deathshriek Terrorgeist, the regular thing, lost HP, gained melee attack and melee defense, gained damage, gained bonus versus large, 50 gold cheaper. Interesting. Base Necrofex Colossus, more damage, more melee defense, more missile damage. Gallows Giant, similar treatment. Rotting Leviathan, 100 gold more cost, but more damage. It got collision attacks immune to flanking. Cannons, reload time slightly down, calibration area down should make them more accurate. Very cool. Very cool buffs for the coast. Vampire Counts. Von Karstein Ring lost its melee defense. Ward save turns to physical resistance, but its resistance is from 20 to 15, and removed the army-wide casualty punishment. I actually saw where this came from. A lot of campaign content creators were talking about how toxic Vlad was to deal with. Not that he was OP, he just was not fun in campaign, which I can definitely agree with. Okay. Terrorgeist mounts got hit point increases and damage increases. Zombie Dragon mounts got hit point increases. Strigoi Ghoul King got... Whoa! Strigoi Ghoul King is more expensive. Even on his Terrorgeist mount. That seems fucking random. Why are we nerfing the Ghoul King? Karen Wraith's buffs to melee attack, melee defense, and hit points. Crypt Ghouls, that is the infantry unit, 50 gold cheaper. Black Knights got more bonus for infantry and charge bonus. Lances and Barding got more charge bonus. Hex Wraiths got more melee attack, melee defense, and charge bonus. Dire Wolves more leadership. Dire Pack more leadership. Vargeists got a 50 gold cost increase. Vargulf got damage buffs and immune to flanking. Terrorgeist got a little bit more damage, and the Black Coach got a bit more damage, less splash attacks, and it should benefit from the chariot changes, so we'll see if the Black Coach is any good. Warriors of Chaos. Whew. Azazel, more physical resistance. Sigvald, less physical resistance. Kolek Sun Eater, more damage, more bonus versus large, less splash attack. Demon Prince, down in cost. Chaos Lord on his dragon, down in cost with a bit more hit points. Same with the Chaos Sorcerer mount. Mirror Guard lost a bit of physical resistance. Chaos Knights got the nerfs and buffs we've been talking about all stream long. Gorby's Chariots buffs to damage and bonus versus infantry, but also getting the chariot changes that should hopefully help them. We will see as the Swords of Chaos, the Arwar Chaos Knights, took a bit of nerfs in the melee attack, melee defense department, but they got some more hit points and got some more damage. Chaos Spawn got the same 50 gold buff as every Chaos Spawn unit in the game did. Dragon Ogre's got a bit more charge bonus. Summoners of Rage got a cost decrease. And the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, 50 more armor-piercing weapon damage. Oh my god, this has been a big patch. Jesus Christ. Oh! Alright, Wood Elves. Let's go. All Treemen and Ancient Treemen now have Ancient Protector. Passive aura that negates magical weapons. This is really good for the Wood Elves. I don't think it'll be like meta-defining, but they need it. Where like the Wood Elves in Warhammer 1 and 2 were bounced around having physical resistance. And not a lot of factions had magic attacks. Like, some did, right? But then in Warhammer 3, demons came out, and all of their rosters had physical resistance. So CA, attempting to balance against the demons they just added into the game, added a lot more magic attacks. And the Wood Elves are over there like, bro, what the fuck? That was the thing. What the shit? So, yeah, Wood Elves get a buff that they can get rid of some of those magical damage sources that can maybe let their physical resistance be a bit more meaningful. Orion got more buffs, mass, damage, and missile strength. Let's go. Sisters of Twilight got more HP. Ariel got less cost. Glade Lord less cost, but the dragons got more HP. Glade Captain less cost. So those heroes that are a little too expensive getting some cost decreases. The Glade Captain on a Great Stag got 150 gold off. That's pretty huge. That seems like an across-the-board change I've seen. CA is like trying to take some of these heroes that are too expensive and bring them back into line. So that's cool. Greetings. Hey, fuck you. How you doing? Deepwood Scouts. More HP, less base weapon damage, less... Oh, sorry. Missile damage is up, weapon damage is down, AP weapon damage is up. Cool. Deepwood Scouts with Shift Shiver Shards. Got a bunch of changes. I didn't know Deepwood Scouts had Swift Shiver Shards. I thought they had the magic damage. Swift Shiver Shards to me sounds like the AP version, so that's weird. Is that a campaign thing? I don't know. Glade Guard all now have 90 entities instead of 80, which is just going to increase their damage. More hit points, less base weapon damage, more AP in melee. Glade Guard buff, nice. Way Watchers got a buff. More ammo, more hit points, less cost. Cool. Wild Riders got a cost decrease, which is good. They got more speed as well. Wild Riders' shields got the same thing. Sisters of the Thorn. Oh, Wild Hunters of Kurnos got more AP. So kind of like the Dragon Princes, ROR the Fireborn. These guys also just got an AP version, which is hype. Sisters of the Thorn, faster. Great Stag Knights, cheaper. Lost Sylvan Knights, much cheaper. And they got some more hit points back. Hawk Riders are cheaper. Great Eagles, cheaper. Zotes are cheaper. Forest Dragons, more tanky. Oh my god. Okay, that was a patch. Looking forward to the release of 5.1 tomorrow. I will be at work. I will try and do a stream that night, but no guarantees. Yeah. Yeah. What up, Go G? How you doing? Good patch. Good patch, lads. A lot of stuff moving in the right direction. Some stuff not moving as far in the right direction as I had hoped, but you never know what they'll do. Like, I still think healing needs more nerfs. Like, passive healing. I mean, regeneration could honestly use some nerfs. And I know there's some campaign players that are complaining about it in the content creator Discord. So I do actually think healing will get more nerfs. But for now, they're taking it slow and steady, which I appreciate. When you're throwing this many changes at the wall, like, you know, new game mode, domination got buffs, and then they changed chariots, and we'll see how that goes overall. And then they changed so many costs across the board that I can understand just doing healing a slight nerf and seeing how it goes, but I still think you probably need to nerf healing a little bit more. All right. Regular scouts with shifter shards. Yeah. All right. Rats wasn't helped greatly. Yeah, they got some decent buffs, but like, I don't think the Queek and Tretch problems can be solved by just making them cheaper. Queek and Tretch kind of need like an identity rework. But I guess you could have Tretch be the cheap lord, like just make him insanely cheap if you wanted to go super wide with your Skaven, that'd be fine, but I don't think Queek will ever be a good cheap duelist because no one fucking duels the Skaven anyway. You just murder their lord. Like, I don't know. You're never gonna get a duel. You're just gonna get massacred because they come after you with big monsters or spells. They don't come after you with like a foot character. They are now literally double damage Deepwood Scouts. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very very interesting. Nerf thought regeneration. Boo. All right. If you aren't subscribed, maybe consider doing that. We do weekly new player tournaments. We do land battle events, land battle streams, land battle tourneys. It's the good shit. We're in the middle of the Warpstone Cup right now, which is the big world championship. So do tune in for those. And that's it. So goodbye, everybody. I hate you. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.